look, he was awesome the last 2 games, but he's at home. It's a lot of things going his way. We can't use that one sample size to judge Sam Darnold when we have a bigger size that says even during this season that he has not protected the ball. He had the most turnovers in the entire NFL, 20 of them. He had 6 fumbles. He had 14 interceptions. He's played good, of late. But you got to think that that's going to be something that we have to watch for that comes back, because the way we do it as bettors is we look at the entire picture, the whole season. We don't just look at the last 2 games, and I think that he'll end up coming back to being a pumpkin. What do you think about that spread? Do you believe in Sam Darnold in this game?
I believe the Seattle Seahawks defense is going to be good enough to mitigate whatever flaws or weakness that they have, right? I mean, I would agree with Ski. Like, Drake May is a better quarterback. If you swap the quarterbacks, this line might be 7.5 in my mind. I just think that Seahawks defense might be, maybe not as good, right? Because I don't like hyperbole, right? But we saw in 2001 there was a defense that made Trent Dilfer a Super Bowl champion, and nobody thought that going into the game, the Baltimore Ravens had the quarterback advantage. So I just think the Seahawks defense is so good that it might be able to basically mask any flaws that they have. And if they can keep him in situations, if they keep him playing with the lead, keep him from having a lot of pressure, I don't think he's going to be forcing things on 3rd down. He knows he can just punt the ball, try and get it back. And I think that's one of the things going in his favor in this game.
I want to dig a little bit deeper with you, because it's this theory going around amongst the sports betting world and the pundit world, guys who watch the NFL. They seem to think that this Seahawks team is like, the defense is like the best in the league and one of the best ever. And I don't see it as much that way, spread. I mean, we saw the Rams light them up for 481 yards, 2 weeks ago. They went for 650 yards against them on Thursday night. Besides them, now let's look at their schedule, who the Seahawks have looked like the greatest team on earth defensively. Okay, they played Tennessee, and if you remember, Cam Ward did some work on them. After that, they played Minnesota with a backup quarterback or J.J. McCarthy. Neither one of them mattered. Then they played the Falcons with Penix as a young boy, a rookie. Then they played the Colts after Daniel Jones got hurt. Okay, then they played Bryce Young, and then they played your guy, Brock Purdy, twice. So out of that schedule in the last 10 that I see, the only real offense that they faced were who? The Rams.
And the Niners.
The Rams lit them up. The Rams lit them up. Now, for some reason, people have forgotten that the Patriots were the 2nd best offense in the entire league this year. People forgot somehow that their offense had the highest big play rate in the NFL, guys, since the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. They led by a big margin on explosive plays this year in the league. It's right there in the numbers. From the shotgun, Drake May was one of the best quarterbacks that you're going to see, man. They put up a lot of numbers from the shotgun. I think that Josh McDaniels is going to approach it the same way that he approached it with the Legion of Doom and spread these guys out. Early, you might get Will Campbell, because I bet that DeMarcus Lawrence gets a sack at -114. How could I not? He's had a sack, like a strip sack, in both playoff games. But as the game goes, you're dealing with veterans, man, a veteran OC. And because the Patriots went through all of these elements of high wind, snow, people are forgetting that they do have pop to this offense, man. And they're also forgetting that you have one of the best play callers that the NFL has ever had. If they had a Hall of Fame for coordinators, Josh McDaniels would be one of the first guys to get into that. His offenses over the past 10 years have been top 10 every time, man. And he's been in the top 3 4 times, including this year. So I think that recency bias is making a lot of people forget that it's a lot of good stuff on the Patriots sideline as well, man. Another thing to look for with Darnold, and you know this, spread. When I see Vrabel, and remember at the beginning of the year, spread, when we were talking about who was the most important addition to the NFL, these teams, I think you said Devontae Adams, right, for the Rams?
Mm-hmm.
And I said who? Mike Vrabel.
Josh McDaniels, the combination.
The combination of Vrabel and Josh McDaniels. And we see what it's done for Drake May's career quickly. You know, the kind of what CJ Stroud is missing is that. Why Bo Nix is good is because he has some of that over there with Sean Payton. You know, Tyler Shuck is about to be good because he has that with Kellen Moore. Man, Mike Vrabel believes in details. He was a true Belichick disciple. Even if they don't like each other, he was listening. He's one of those guys who's very studious, man. Sam Darnold has eaten all year off of first read throws. He had the most in the league, and most of them are out routes. If you get him off his first read, his numbers plummet to 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He's really good on his first read, and he's had the most first read completions this year. That's the thing that Clint Kubiak, really bright kid, father was a coach. Look, man, we got to not let Sam hold the ball because when he holds the ball, bad things happen. Vrabel believes in details. He's very intelligent, and we know what's the thing with both of these teams. Their cornerbacks are handsy. They're going to play you tight. That's their tradition, going back from Pete Carroll, going back to Bill Belichick. Nothing has changed with these two teams now that we're seeing in the Super Bowl. So they're going to be real handsy. They're going to be tight on these receivers. They're going to take away Sam Darnold's first read spread, and when he has to hold the ball a little bit, chaos is going to happen.
And that's interesting. I think that with your breakdown, what you're coming down to is, can Christian Gonzalez hold JSN, or do they put on a double team that Darnold?
They're going to double him. They're going to double him. They're going to make it where Shaheed's going to have a big game, and he does have the speed to do it. He has the speed to do it. And another thing to look at that as well, AJ Barner, I expect to have a big game too, guys, because the Patriots aren't good against tight ends.
Right.
Yeah, so
the interesting one to see if he'll be back is Elijah Arroyo, only just because he'd allow them to work out 2 tight end sets. When you're on the Seattle side, another thing I think you need to look at if you want to join with the Seahawks is, are they going to be able to get pressure with just 4? So if you look at what Drake May did this year, he was excellent against the blitz. Now, if the Seahawks are able to get pressure with just 4 rushers, which I think they are going to be able to, I think that might lower Drake May's effectiveness a little bit.
Real quick.
Go ahead, excuse me.
It's just a little bit conflicting stats. Okay. New England does allow the 11th most receptions and receiving yards per game to tight ends, but in the last 10 games, 70% of tight ends went under their receiving prop versus New England. 68% went under their receptions prop. So I don't know. However you can make sense of that.
So you're saying they're holding them under the expected number for the tight ends?
They're making good numbers.
Good. Well, I mean, they've been a team that, as you would expect with Vrabel, they've gotten better and better defensively each week. You know, like, I think that they really started showing, people haven't noticed them. They've been kind of like not the normal Patriots team where Brady was there, where the world's watching and they're getting a lot of, national games. They've been kind of just tucked up on the Northeast. So a lot of people, and the another thing everyone said all year about them, they played a weak schedule. We've been dealing with that all year, and I've been telling people, they're pretty good because coaching is 50 to 60% of the game. Don't get me wrong, a coach can't do anything without the players, but man, strategically, they're going to be prepared in this game. And I know that the Seahawks have a really smart, group over there. Their offensive coordinator is great. He's about to take the Raiders job, Spread. I know you're happy about that, right?
Excited about that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to do good out here. So they got that going for him, and then they got Mike McDonald, who's 38 years old and is just on the way to being a boss. You could tell this isn't like a one-time thing. I think he's going to be a consistent winner in the NFL. But even with that said, man, when I look at the sideline for the Patriots, it makes me feel like, man, I want to bet with Vrabel. I want to bet with Josh McDaniels, man, because they have a long history of getting this done. They have a long history of details, as I said. And Drake May's been dealing with pressure and not being blocked for all year, man. He's the only quarterback. He's 7-0 when he's been sacked more than 4 times. He's the only quarterback to have been sacked 5 times in 3 playoff games and still win. A little of that is him. A lot of that is Vrabel, because Vrabel understands situationally what we need to do to win the game. If it's bad elements, we're going to shut down all this throwing. We're not going to turn the ball over. We're going to run the ball. We're going to protect it. And we're going to, trust our defense like they did against Denver, or if we get in a situation with the Texans. This was what made me say, man, this Patriots team is just like the old Patriots team. Do you guys remember at the beginning of the game when the Patriots were driving against the Texans? It was 4th and 1 from, I say, the Patriots maybe 30. It's bad weather, all this stuff out there. And everybody's looking like, what the hell are they doing? It was a long one. Like, they're going to go for it. And they went shotgun. Do you remember that spread? And they went shotgun and they completed the first down to DeMario Douglas. And that's when I said, yeah, this is the old school Patriots here, because they're going to just take advantage of wherever your weakness is. And I think the Seahawks are one of those teams that they've been being a bully. They've had an advantage to me with playing at home, and also had an advantage with playing the Niners and playing the Rams. These are their division foes. So, they have a lot of intel on them, man. So I think that this is going to be different. The Patriots are also undefeated on the road this year. They have not lost a road game this season. This is a road game. So I like the Patriots a lot, man, in this game. I think that with everything, with the recency bias, with where all the money's going, it's not a big enough gap between these teams for me. And if you see the books betting, the book has a 4.5 out. They haven't changed it. It's been the same number. All this money's coming in on the Seahawks. You'd think it would have pushed up to 6. I thought it was before. I'm like, it's going to probably go up. All this money coming in, got to go to 5.5. It has not moved. You know why? Because the books are big gambling. Sometimes they're getting gamble mode, Ski. Like, we're going to just hold this number. We're holding the line. What's up? Who want to fade it? So I think that's what it is with this one. But so, Spread, at the end of the show, we'll let you, break down on who you're taking and why you're going to take. Well, I think we went through the game a little bit right there and kind of talked about some different angles and things like that. Let's get to some props, man. Everyone loves the Super Bowl for one thing, and that's those props, man. It's like it brings, before fantasy football, Super Bowl props was like the one element of football that kind of brought all the moms out, the aunts, the little cousins who don't normally get involved in football. You got any props for us, Ski?
I've bet a few. I'm looking at a lot of others. I mean, there's one that I bet all the time. I mean, people who follow me or, who've been around, you guys already know. But shortest touchdown, I'm going back to it again. Under 1.5 yards, hit 8 of the last 10 years, 25 the last 36. Like, it just, in a game like this, that means this much, the teams are going to go for it and be aggressive. And when they're taking these shots to the end zone, a lot of times where the refs throw a flag and they put you right there on the one, they're going to punch it in. So I thought the line was too low where it opened. It opened 135, and I bet it the Monday that it came out. I'm not sure where it's at now, but it should be in the 200s to be a fair price. So
right.
First prop that I got.
Okay, so what do you guys, Spread? You got some props?
Yeah, you ready? I got Hunter Henry. I think it's up to 39.5 receiving yards now. But this year, he had 60 receptions, 768 yards, average of 45.2 yards per game, second on the team in target share at 18%. And he went over this number of 55% of the starts of the season. I think the reason that we're getting a little discount here is he had such a quiet outing in that AFC Championship game. But obviously, we saw that the conditions affected that. So I'll take that running down his average. The other thing is the Seahawks ranked 24th in the league in defending tight ends this season when it comes to like fantasy points allowed. So Henry averaged 12.8 yards per reception this year. So I'm looking at trying to get him 3 or 4 receptions to go over there. You want some more?
Yeah, man, roll them off.
Real quick. I like that Hunter Henry. I was looking at, can you talk me off longest reception? I was looking at like Seattle last 10, 57% of tight ends went over their longest reception. He's hit 12 of 20 games.
Yeah.
Can you talk me off longest reception, or you think that's good too?
No, I think it's good because I think that, I'm really high on the Seattle defense, but no defense can be perfect. And they seem to be willing to concede the middle of the field to slower players. All they're worried about is stopping the run and stopping explosive plays. And
they funnel to the running back too. Lot Spread. Did you take any of the running back props for receiving props for the Patriots? Yeah, they funnel all of the Seahawks. Try to funnel you to throw it to the running back. Like that's their whole game, and then they expect their linebackers to make the tackle.
Yeah. So here's what I got to say about that real quick, because this is why I didn't bet that, and why I'm looking more towards Hunter Henry. It's the same thing. Like they're making good numbers for it. Like they're allowing the most receptions per game to running backs. I don't know. My bad. You don't do longest reception. Do receptions prop. Don't do receiving yards. I think receptions is the way to go in this one.
You like receptions? I went yards. I took the yards already.
I'm scared of them yards. All right, so this is what I got. So Seattle allows the most receptions per game to running backs. In the last 10, 78% of running backs went over their reception prop for Seattle. The other two props, longest reception and the yards, Seattle hasn't been allowing it. Doesn't mean it can't hit, but that's the reason I'm looking at receptions.
Okay. Nice. Kind of correlating. I like Travion Henderson over his receiving yards as well. Just off the same idea. They like to stop the actual just handoffs and explosive plays, a lot of dump offs. So a lot of tight ends and running backs. So I went over on Travion Henderson as well. And then the third one, another backup running back over 1.5 receptions, George Holani. He had 4 targets in the last game. And actually, the one that he dropped, that was the big one. That one should have gone for a touchdown. But I think he's going to get more opportunities here. Kind of in that Charbonnet role. I think he worked himself back in pretty well and proved he can be a threat out of the backfield. So I had 4 targets last game. I'm going over 1.5 receptions this game. And then my final one, Drake May, I think, has been sacked 5 times in each playoff game so far. I took the Seattle Seahawks over 3.5 sacks and the game total over 6.5 sacks.
So that'll take me into
the juice on that.
I got plus money on both.
Okay.
That'll take me into my last one I'm looking at. If they're going to be bringing pressure, Drake May has shown he can get out of there. I think 5 of his last 7 games, he's hit his longest rush prop, 13.5. I'm looking at the last 10 games. 80% of quarterbacks went over their longest rush prop versus Seattle, including 5 of the last 6. So I like May, longest rush at 13.5.
Okay. You like that one as well? Yeah, because that's a lot of people putting money on him to go over with his rush yards, and I'm really afraid of that one because I feel like they might get us on the kneel downs, you know how they do. So, if they end up winning, that could be a quick way to lose some money on the kneel downs. You think that you have it locked in. 1 second, guys. I'll text my wife something quick.
Yeah, I don't really like the yards prop. I feel like it's a little bit too high. It opened 29.5. I think it went all the way up to like 37.5. I'm kind of out after that. But the longest rush, he can get that still. One more prop.
Okay.
One more prop I like, or actually I guess a few. And take it for what it's worth. It's just me betting numbers with this one. I took first quarter under 9.5, first of all. That's hit 14 of the last 24. I know that. So I took that. I took under 6.5 at plus 185. That's hit 11 of the last 24. I took under 3.5 at plus 275. Hit 10 of the last 24. And I took first quarter no score as well at plus 700. It's hit 6 of the last 24. So I just thought the prices were off. I think that neither one of these quarterbacks have been here before. You can see a more conservative game plan to start. I think the defenses have the advantage to start the Super Bowl. So the one thing I will say is, some of these kickers do kick longer field goals, but I think the defenses step up to start the game. We'll see if we can go for a big score.
I got to show this. My boy Dropping Dimes had a good one as well. He said both teams to punt on first drive for plus 300.
I like that.
Yeah, that's definitely one that you got to consider. I'm about to give you mine 1 second. I hate when this happens. My wife texted me with something. She needed me to do something real quick, guys. I apologize. 1 second.
No, it's all good.
Let you guys flow in with the questions. Here, take the questions real quick for me, Spread, while I finish this up. And then I'm going to give you my props. I got a lot of them, man. And I got some real good ones with some good research behind. Just give me like 1 minute.
All right, let's see. What do you think of Stephon Diggs over 4.5 there, Ski?
Reception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that versus yards. I feel like he gets like the short catches, Yeah. And I feel like he's a guy who they would trust in the Super Bowl to go to often.
All right. I'll answer this one. I like Henderson over 26 receiving and rushing yards. I actually kind of like his rushing yards prop, even though I can't statistically support it as much, but just the idea that he's an explosive runner. From what I've seen from the Seahawks, they're really stout up the middle. That might limit Stevenson a little bit, and then I might want to get sneaky there on some of those outside zones and some of those screens, because sometimes you just need that athleticism. So I like Henderson personally, but fair warning, I've been kind of higher on Henderson than most all year, so that's not necessarily a surprise. Under 21.5 first half. I like this one as well too, Ski. It was as high as 22.5 earlier in 22. But obviously those aren't huge key numbers. Do you like the first half under?
I do think they'll start to score after the first quarter. I do. I like what Clyde said there, second half, highest scoring half. I definitely think that's a go. Once the quarterbacks get a little more comfortable, they're going to be letting it fly. And when it comes down to, everything's on the line, I think we start to see some more points flow in. So second half, highest scoring half, I like.
Second half, high scoring half. I'm back, guys. I apologize for that. Let's get to these props that I got, man. I have a nice little group, man, and I like them all. I'm gonna start with the highest passer rating in the game. I'm gonna go with Drake May. I've hit that one the last couple of years with Mahomes, and I think that May can get it done. He led the entire league in passer rating this year with 138. I want to say Sam Darnold was 11th ranked at 99% at 99. And as I said, I kind of expect with the cerebralness of Vrabel, I think that he's going to really have Darnold seeing some ghosts. He's not going to make it simple for him. Whereas, and I know that with Drake May, if you think about it, the way that Mike McDonald kind of plays the Seahawks defense is very similar to how the Legion of Doom was and how he played with the Ravens. They don't blitz much at all. They're just going to say they think that they're going to just beat you, man up. We're going to get pressure with 4, and we're going to play defense, with the back 7, and we're going to tackle well. So, with that said, I think it gives an opportunity for May to get a lot of, little underneath passes and completions and things like that. So I think he does have a higher passer rating in this game at plus 115. I also took that the longest punt return in the game is by the Patriots at minus 105. Why wouldn't I? Marcus Jones, who went to the University of Houston, has been an elite punt returner. He actually has the most punt return yards per average in the history of the NFL. And strangely, right behind him, guys, is Rashid Shaheed. He's actually second ranked. He did most of his damage with that with the Saints, but he also had a huge punt return against the 49ers on Thursday night that kind of, started the comeback for that Seattle team against the Rams, and that kind of changed their whole season, got them home field advantage and things like that. So really two dynamic punt returns. The difference is that the Patriots, as we talked about, attention to details, they cover punts a lot better than the Seahawks do. Seattle gave up to the Rams 145 return yards in the NFC Championship game. So I do like the Patriots at minus 105 to have the longest punt return in the game. I also like the Patriots to have the most return yardage in the game as well. You got Trevion Henderson, a kick returner, very explosive. And as we said, Marcus Jones, who has been the best kick returner in the NFL the last 2-3 years. Also, I was looking towards Demarcus Lawrence plus 1 sack. He's had a sack in both postseason games. We know Will Campbell is on that side with another rookie at the guard position. It's going to be difficult for them to slow down that pass rush. But as I said, also, the reason why I don't think it affects my side is because Drake May has been dealing with pressure this whole year. He's been sacked 15 times in the playoffs, the most ever for any quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl. And also he's 7-0, as I said, anytime he's been sacked 4 times or more. So he deals with adversity well. They make adjustments late. Another one that I like, first half Patriots team total over 9.5. I feel like that's a short number, and I really feel like Josh McDaniels is going to pull some good plays out in this first half on this game. The reason being is all year long, besides the playoffs, the Patriots offense has been really good early. They've scored a lot of first half points, man. And as I said, it's not guaranteed that just because the Seahawks have been the best defense all year, that this game they're going to come out sharp. I think they're going to see some things that they haven't seen before. And also we've seen on the road, the Seahawks have a tendency to give up some points. And I consider this a road game because they're still not in their home, stadium. Another thing that I was looking at is DeMario Douglas, only 10 yards. It plays even money for him. That's a ridiculously low number. I think DeMario Douglas can get that on the screen on a 10-yard pass. He's a one of the guys that Drake May, even though he doesn't put up a lot of big numbers, he's still one of those guys that May trust, and he will throw him the ball. So 10 yards is a very short number for me. I also like Kayvon Boutte to go over 30 yards as well receiving, another short number. Like I don't see I see the weaknesses by the book in all of the passing receptions and yards for the Patriots. It's like I think that they're also buying in a little bit too much into what we've just seen and not thinking about the elements that have held down the Patriots offense in the playoffs. Like, you know, this is one thing that everyone's overlooking, that they have not played in good weather. This is the first time they're going to be in good weather, and we've had a long, you know, time to see that during the regular season they were an effective offense, one of the best we've seen. So I just think that the Patriots are being undersold on their receiving yards, especially. I think the Boutte can also get in the end zone at plus 230. We were talking about it this morning on the radio that the way that they got the Texans a couple times were going 3 wide on one side and 1 at the top where they were forcing man-to-man coverage. And if you get man-to-man on Boutte, then I think that something can happen really good for you. My guy Prince wants to ask me, do I think Diggs goes over 4.5 catches? I think he might land right on 4. I think that for some reason, man, I think that Kayvon Boutte is going to have a big game. I feel like he's the type of guy that's going to step it up in this situation, kind of like he did against the Texans when the Texans were looked at as a team that could get it done and beat them and had the stickiest coverage in the league. And we saw a really good performance by him. He was a steal. I talked about it all year before he got into the gambling trouble and all that at LSU, man. He could have easily been a first-round draft pick at receiver, man. So New England was able to steal one with him, and he didn't even try to leave when he could have left for, you know, free agency and maybe got some more money because he respected how Mr. Kraft had given him a chance. So I do like Kayvon Boutte to have a really good game in this one. And I also think that Drake May can win the MVP, man. I think if they win the game, the script definitely goes with him winning the MVP. He'll definitely be the reason and the driving force because, as you know, the Patriots do not run the ball. And McDaniels is smart enough to know it's no need to just keep running the ball, wasting downs. They're going to throw the ball around, and throwing has always been the way that you can beat a dominant defense. We've seen it over the years, over and over and over again. So those are the props that I really like. These are some long shot props, guys. Don't put but like maybe a half a unit on these, but they have a really good chance of hitting. The defense, special teams, touchdown has a really good chance. As I told you, Marcus Jones has scored 2 returns this year for touchdowns. Also, the Patriots defense had 2 touchdowns this season. Another thing to look at, DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 strip sacks in the last 2 playoff games. So it's a lot of opportunities. You got Rashid Shaheed. We know he's explosive. Travion Henderson. It's a lot of ways that this defensive or special teams touchdown could happen in this game. You know, we've seen in the past, if it gets out of hand and our team's throwing the ball around and taking chances and the defense scores as well. So I like that at plus 235. I like the Patriots to score a defensive or special teams touchdown. It's at plus 575. We just said Marcus Jones is really good, and he's one of the best we've seen returning, and they take a lot of pride in the return game. Also, Travion Henderson has scored as well on kickoff return this year. He had 1. Another thing that I like is Marcus Jones. We talked about all of the opportunities he's going to get with the punts, with the defensive side of the ball, maybe gets a scoop and score, a pick 6, but plus 3,000 is something you got to put $20 on to win $600 on, you know. So I'll try him as well to get in the end zone. Those are just the long shots, the value plays. You know how we do on the wagering world. We're always looking for the value, man, because it might become hedgeable. Hey, guys, y'all hit that like button right now. We appreciate everybody who's rocking in here with 5-star SpreadAstaire, my guy, Ski Profit. All right, man. We talked enough about the props. It's time to get down to who we're taking and why. We'll let our guests go first. What's up, Ski? Who do you like for this game and why?
Yeah, you know, I'm not I'm not trusting Sam Darnold with my money. I'm not doing it. It's just been a guy that I've really never believed in. He's played well, you know, on the Vikings, here on the Seahawks, but I just ultimately don't trust him. I do trust Drake May. He's a guy that I think is underrated. You know, from eye test, from what I've been watching him, I know people want to, you know, talk about the schedule, but from what I've seen from him, I trust him 1,000 times more. You talk about the coaching, I love that for the Patriots. And 4.5 points is just too much. I think the Patriots can win the game. So if the Seahawks do somehow win this game, it'll be by a field goal or something like that. I like the Patriots plus 4.5.
All right, spread. I think you're on the other side. Tell me why you like Seattle.
I am, but I'll tell you what, 5-star, I kind of chickened out here. The Patriots the Seahawks minus 4.5. This year my new thing has been college basketball. Yeah. And one thing I noticed was that these top 10, you got to pick your spots. Like I knew not to put Michigan State in, blah, blah, blah. But my point is I was able to parlay some heavy favorites. So I have 2 units right now on the Seahawks money line because the college basketball already hit.
Right.
And then I'll ask you about my third one that I have pending right when we go.
We'll do that in the ball and parlay. We'll give out some plays for the
because I'm gonna quiz you a little bit about tomorrow. I think it's exciting as Sunday is. I'm so into college basketball now. I looked at the schedule tomorrow and I go, you got to be kidding me.
We love college basketball. I hope you've been riding the red train with Ski and I. Still University of Houston first half forever.
First half, all live.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk. We'll discuss a little basketball real briefly when we get into the ball and parlay. You guys already know. I've explained why. You guys know I do it for the underground and underdogs. I've always been the guy who's going to take points. And long term, I think that's the way that you win. It's been sports. OG told me a long time ago, you want to start the game down or you want to start the game winning. Simple as that. Y'all know I'm talking about OG Webb. So, if you got points available, man, hey, man, you want to take them, especially when it's not a huge difference like people think. You guys know I bet sports a little bit different than most of the guys who bet. Now, a lot of guys, they use a lot of analytics. I use a little bit of analytics as far as I want to know, who's playing and injuries and things like that, maybe how many yards per play the teams get. But I also have a good feel for players and for coaches and who's going to step up in moments. And I know that Sam Darnold he's been a beast, man. He's last 2 seasons, 30 wins, very impressive. But he shit his pants last year with Minnesota in the playoffs. If you remember, he's had 2 games at home that Kubiak did a really good job of being able to allow him to get the ball off on his first read. He's not going to be able to do that against the Patriots. They're just too smart. They're not going to allow him to play easy. They're going to make him play left-handed. I think they're going to shadow him and probably run like a boxing one on Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. And it's going to come down to, can our guy Kenneth Walker beat the Patriots? And the Patriots' defensive tackles have been amazing. Their one D tackle was Milton Williams. He's a beast, man. Like, he was unstoppable for the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl. So I think that people are undervaluing the Patriots a whole lot. And I also think that this game comes down to more about what's on the side of the helmet as well, and the type of franchise that is in Patriots pride, man. So it's just hard for me to fade the Patriots in the Super Bowl, man, especially against a rookie. When I say rookie coach, I mean it's his first time in the Super Bowl coaching on the big stage like this. Sam Darnold, though, has done really well, man. Only quarterback in USC history to be in the Super Bowl, out that legendary Super Bowl, man. So this guy, Bitsy, he's a believer in the Seahawks. He's been, let me put you up there, Bitsy. We got to show both sides of the game. He says JSN 200 yards from Darnold and Darnold MVP. I just don't know how they're going to get open because I feel like the Patriots are going to be holding them the whole game, man. And when I say holding them, I mean literally holding him, because they're not going to throw a flag every play. They're going to rough him up. And another thing to keep on point, my guy Ant kind of mentioned it yesterday when we were doing the show, was that Mike Vrabel is really good against Ohio State players. He has a lot of intel in that program, and he can get stuff that a lot of people don't know about these players. And where's JSN from? Ohio State. So I'm sure he's been all in Brian Hartline's ear down there in South Florida where he's coaching now, trying to get some insights on how can he get, Jackson Smith and Jigba off his game. But I can't argue with you one bit, Bitsy. Those two have been really good of late. But overall, Bitsy, please remember, it'll be different if what me and Ski is saying had changed. But who led the NFL in turnovers this year? That sealed it for me. That means to me, Sam Darnold is still the same guy, regardless. He led the league in turnovers this year. So I'm not laying any points with Sam Darnold. in this situation, but I will definitely take points with a franchise that's been to 12 Super Bowls and it has 2 guys on the sidelines with a total of 9 championship rings. So give me the Patriots plus 4.5 and money line plus 205. All right, man. It's time to get to the ball and parlay real quick. What do you got, Spread? I know you want to talk some college basketball.
All right. So I've parlayed this one too. I want to know what you guys think. You guys definitely have more college basketball experience than me. I parlayed the Seahawks money line with UConn money line tonight. What a game we got on Friday nights after last week.
We just were talking about this game, Spread, before
Dude,
the game.
I love that they're putting these games on Friday night. It's awesome. Yeah. But what do you guys think? I mean, here was my idea on it. I think that UConn's a legitimate Final Four contender. I don't know if I believe that about St. John's, and this is a neutral floor, in my opinion. I know technically it's St. John's home floor, but I think the crowd's going to be even. So if this is a neutral and this is essential, like if this was the tournament, I would take UConn money line. So I took UConn to win the game. What do you guys think? Oh, sorry, Yuski, you're smiling here. Am I missing something?
We definitely was
like you like the Johnnies.
I don't know. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about the second leg of that parlay. I think it's gonna be good.
Okay, yeah, but talk to me about the basketball.
I want to be against everybody else. That's what it boils down to. And I don't know. For some reason, it just seems so easy to go take Connecticut tonight, but that spread is just a pick 'em now. I don't know.
Is it? It was 2.5 when I bet it, and then I keep looking, and like money keeps coming in on St. John's.
I don't like when I feel like they begging me to take something. I feel like they begging me to take UConn tonight.
Okay.
We literally were talking about this before we went live when we were waiting in the back for you to get off your other show, man. And Ski knows, like, I bet a lot of St. John's. Not as much this year, but in the past, since Patino's been, I made a lot of money on it. I used to tell him, like, man, it's time to take them this game. Take them. And he'd be like, no, man, they can't shoot it. He'll be like, you told me they did it. St. John's, man, is a tough team and something that, we talk about the way I bet a little bit different angles than most people. Patino hates Bobby Hurley. I mean, what's his name? The other Hurley. There's so many of them. He hates all the Hurleys.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Danny Hurley, man. And also, Spread, it's the refs don't like Danny Hurley.
That's true.
So Patino's going to get the little mob payment over there when he gets to New York. We have a nice little envelope in the referee's locker for him, and then they already can't stand it. They might throw him out. They might hurl Hurley tonight. They might throw him out the game. They don't really like it.
Right. Now I'm a little worried about that bet. I'm a little worried. Okay. Hopefully UConn gets up early and I get a nice little middle.
You can get a middle.
That's what I was hoping. I hope they get out early and I get St. John's +8, and then I'm just sitting there nice. Duke UNC tomorrow. Talk to me 5-star. Duke's laying 5.5.
Where the game? In North Carolina?
UNC. Otherwise.
North Carolina money line.
Okay.
I like North Carolina this year. North Carolina, I was just speaking with Ski about that the other night. We was talking about that. Remember, Ski and I said I like them as a team to sprinkle a little money on to win the championship, is because we've seen over the years with North Carolina, when they start running, man, in the tournament, you realize how much talent they have every year. Damn, I didn't realize that Carolina was this good, and they got that same type of team this year, man, especially that freshman they have over there. He's really nice, and they got a point guard play and coaching. That's what matters in the tournament. And that they have one of the most veteran coaches in the league, Hubert Davis, who not only played and won, he sat on the bench next to Coach Williams forever, at Kansas and then at North Carolina as well. And so I do like Carolina in that game, plus the points and probably money line as well on that one, Spread. I'm going to go to – are you finished with any more college basketball?
I'm going to ask you more about college. Ski, what do you like on that game?
Yeah, you asking me about the wrong game right there.
He ain't researched that one yet.
All right. Yeah. How about Illinois, Michigan State? You researched that one yet, Ski?
Michigan State off them 2 losses. That was an easy face by versus Michigan State.
Don't mess with Illinois, man. Don't mess.
Illinois is good. Illinois is very good. I just know Michigan State gonna be hungry. It's hard to bet against teams in that hungry spot. So
At home too. If it was in Illinois, it'd be easy click.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring it wherever they play, man. Just because they take on the personality of their coach. Their coach is one of the real hard noses, old school Bobby Knights, but without throwing the chairs. You know what I'm saying? And he's really a smart guy, and he's built that team up like an NBA team now. They got a bunch of big European guys. You know, they got Peja Stojakovic's son over there, but the star is the one that everyone's sleeping on, and that's that point guard, man. I love that kid. I have a feeling that he's going to be really special. He reminds me of SGA because he plays at a pace, 6'6", and he's very confident. He doesn't talk shit. That's what I like about him the most. Keaton Wagner doesn't say nothing. He just hit a three in your face and we needed it. Then he jogs back down. Get an and one and like, yeah, we needed it, man. And he's like right back to what he's doing. That's what I like about him. And with him being 18, he still is going to grow some more, man. So he's a phenomenal player, and he's been willing that team to so many victories. And you look at this Michigan State team, bro, they're not that talented. They're not that talented, bro. After you're watching them, Illinois is talented. So I don't know how the numbers are right now because you know that's going to matter.
Yeah, it is. But right now it's Illinois minus 1.5.
No. Where's the money at though, spread? Are you seeing any?
I didn't look at that. I'm just
that's going to matter, spread on that one because it's going to be a big prime time. Everybody's watching the game, you know. But what I can say about Illinois is they're one of the few teams that even when the public's betting with them, I've seen them do it before still, you know, and be able to cover and win. So, yeah, I think Illinois, Michigan are the class. Duke is cool. They're cool. You know, I don't know if I like who they played so far as much. I like NC State, man. I don't think they're going to win anything, but I love betting them. I love betting NC State. Will Wade is a gangster. You know that. So he's brought that style from LSU that he had to get fired at LSU for cheating and went to McNeese State, and he took some of the McNeese boys with him to NC State, and they got some ballers. NC State is always a good player as well. But in that game, Spread, my opinion, just talent-wise, I think Illinois is far more talented.
I was kind of leaning that way too. I just have problems betting on these teams on the road. Another road team I like tomorrow night, 5 stars, Tennessee against Kentucky. Am I crazy? They're getting the same line, plus 1.5.
Where's the game at?
It's in Kentucky, though. That's like Tennessee, I said.
Our first half, Kentucky never wins the first half, but they'll come back and smoke you in the second half. They'll come back and smoke your ass in the second half, but first half, they start slow for some reason. So I'd probably take Tennessee first half on that one. And like, once again, we just coming off the dome. We haven't.
Yeah. I was just bringing it up. And then the last one, we're all on Houston first half for sure. BYU's been terrible the first half. It's just like the perfect storm. BYU, every game, I'm getting bored, starting to fall asleep, and then they go on a 22-2 run, you know, in the fourth quarter.
They're a second half team, definitely.
I was about to turn it off, you know, and then BYU is a second half team. So
I love Houston first half on that one, Spread, because Houston is kind of shaping in the form. We're starting to see this is the most talented team that Kelvin Sampson has ever had, but it's also the youngest team. But he has some real players. You know what we've seen him do before with guys who were like 3-star guys. Now he got like 3 5-star guys over there because CNAC and Kingston Fleming will be in the NBA next year. And
I would say this draft is going to change the league. This draft is going to change the league. This draft is going to push out a lot of those older stars.
Exactly. And I'm glad. I'll probably start back in the NBA
years, but give these guys 2 or 3 years, they're going to change the league. This draft class is
tired of LeBron.
Arkansas.
I'm tired of LeBron. I'm tired of all them dudes. It needs to be the old, because this is how it used to be. Like the OGs need to be right now, like SGA, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They supposed to be the old heads. These dudes are playing way too long because we know that they have access to medicine now, and also with everybody living more healthier, you play longer. But bro, you got to have enough awareness to say, let me get out the way, man, and let some of these kids have a shine. You know, like, damn, man, go sit your ass down. Go do something else. Like, we're tired of seeing you, bro. I was watching you when I was like in college, and now I'm a grown ass man with 3 kids. Your ass still here. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully LeBron retires this year, man. But no NBA from you guys tonight, and I know you got some NBA plays. Talk to me.
I did all college. Ski, you got some NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about NBA all day. I like a lot of stuff all the time, man.
Give me your best bet.
Well, actually, let me pull up the odds screen because the lines change.
Okay, while you getting that, I'll give them mine real fast. I'm going with some tennis. You know me. When all this fails, we're going to the WTA spread.
I got some doubles on right now.
See, you already know. Hey, your girl, you love her, Kirstea. You're going to marry her, right?
I was watching her this morning, like,
She takes good care of herself. And it
Yeah.
was so funny because Osaka at the end of the isn't this her last Australian Open? So Kirstea is at home. As you know, she's from Romania. I think she's the number one Romanian now. She was for many years. It was a brief period of time where she was threatened by a couple of those girls, but they fell off the map. She's the best Romanian. This is a tournament in Transylvania, which is Romania. So, hopefully Dracula doesn't attend. There's the tennis match and go take some blood from all of the guests. Because it's in Transylvania. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, they got the little house up in the back on the tennis court. But I think the Kirstea ends up winning this match. Raducanu, a guy got mad at me today because I told him, like, look who Raducanu is beating the last 3 guys. Like, don't act like she's back because she had to drop down to a 250 and play against these trash girls she's been beating up on. She barely beat them. Did you see the little emo girl she played today?
I didn't see Raducanu today.
It's a girl from Olenkova.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
She's from Czech, and she's like went crazy. She got tats on her like face now and ears and earrings in her eyes and nose. She's just out there looking like an emo. And she takes her 3 sets and almost won the match. And before that, she struggled with like Greek minion. I'm like, come on, man. So she playing in the finals now in the 250 against Kirstea. Give me Kirstea at -130 at home. And I also think Kirstea can actually win 2-0 as well at +190. But we'll be safe and just take the -130 for Sonia Kirstea, though. Lift her trophy in probably a fixed match as it's her last year on tour and she wins at her home tournament. All right, Ski, who you got for the NBA?
I'm gonna go with. All the lines have moved that I've taken anyway, so I know who you do it for on this show. I'm gonna go with Miami. You can still get. Honestly, I think 5.5. You can get that at a lot of shops. You can get a little better than that at one shop, but 5.5 is good. I think Miami's gonna win the game. It just boils down to one. It's not a great spot for the Celtics. Third game in 4 nights, 4th and 6th, and they just won. Coming off a game as an underdog, so it's a letdown spot for them. You look at the Heat, 2 days off, revenge game for them, and the last game they lost, that was a game they were expected to win. So I'm looking at all of their losses recently. They've been allowing like 20 plus 3-point makes every game. Like they're not even guarding a 3-point at all. And when you have time off like that, they give you, the time needed to fix what was going wrong. And for them, it's the 3-point defense. And tonight, they play a Celtics team who that's all they want to do is shoot threes. Yeah. So I think they'll be ready for it. The Celtics also are trying to integrate Nikola Vucevic into the lineup, who they just traded for. I think it'll take some time for that to look the way it's supposed to look. So tonight, I think the Heat have the advantage. I think they're live to win the game.
All right. Now, it's a different time because now the Lakers are the Celtics and the Celtics are the Lakers.
Nah.
They got spread. They out there with Gail Goodrich and the logo. Jerry West. JJ Redick went over there and said, "No, sir. I want to see 1996 Duke." LeBron, you're next.
Yeah, he needs to go.
He gonna cut him. He gonna cut him and let him just go to Cleveland because he want to team up with Harden. He want to play with Harden and Mitchell. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but I think he's dealing with the same stuff. We're not the only people tired of these old guys. Like, you know how much I love Harden. Like, he want to come back to the Rockets. The Rockets wanted him as far as the owner. Like, yes, my guy, anything you need. Like, he'll give him some money, but you don't want him on the team. It's like, because you don't, like, hell no, I don't want Harden, and how can you go against your coach? You know what I mean? So that's going on. KD old ass slowing us down. I told y'all we should have traded for him. Now look at us. We look horrible. He's over there cussing out.
I got Ben Simmons 2.0 over there.
Bro, Segul just called a lady that was a ref a BI. I couldn't believe it. It was so loud. I said, what the hell is he doing? He's let the Houston culture take him over. I'm like, bro, you from Texas. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, you gonna call this lady that? Come on, man. My boy Bitsy says he's been eating on the break mark. You late to the game, Bitsy. I used to get up in the morning with $50 and start on breaks. It just roll over. It is roll over on WTA breaks. That's one of the best things going. He likes Beslick and Alexandrova to go over 7.5 serve. Did you see Beslick today against what's my girl name? Clara Towson. Clara Towson.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, Towson pissed me off. Oh, she pissed me off. Beslick might as well not even wear a skirt. Like, if you see her, bro, it's like a skirt comes above her butt cheeks. I'm like, what are you doing? Just you come out there in some tights. Like, there's no need to even wear that. But yeah, man, we love tennis. We love basketball, man. This is the wagering world. We're going to cover all of those topics. We are glad to have you guys. We're going to have a little small break coming up. You know, it's break time for Spread and I. We got things to do. We'll be back, but it won't be as frequent. We'll probably see you guys for sure. March Madness, because we love this college basketball right now.
We got to do conference championship week. That's actually the money week.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we'll do all March. Let's take off February and let's kick it back off in March. Let's start back up in March. Yeah, let's start back up in March. We'll be bringing Ski in because Ski's a college basketball guy as well. So we'll be talking some college basketball. I look forward to it. I've been doing really well on college basketball. Like, that's been my saving grace, bro, since the college football season ended, because every time I bet an NFL game. So move carefully on this Patriots game, because I've been having some shitty luck on the NFL, bro. I have not been good on it this playoffs. And usually in the past I am, but I do think that the Patriots can win this game as usual. It's by me going by, you know, having a feel for the game, watching the number, and just digging in and thinking that I like the coaching and the quarterback combo a little bit better than the coach and quarterback combo for the Seahawks. Anything for the people before we get out of here, Ski?
Nah, I mean, we gave a lot out today. I feel like we did a good job here. We appreciate everybody tapping in. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. A lot of money to be made this weekend, so best of luck to everybody.
Yes, sir. And what about you, Spread? What you got for the people before we get out of here?
Man, I can't believe I took so long to get turned on to this world of college basketball.
Welcome, my brother. We welcome you with open arms. I've told you, you've been on here for 3 years wrestling with that NBA shit.
Yeah. I wonder why Ski does it, because I see your tweet, Ski, where you go, this damn injury report every night. And that was kind of like, I still bet the NBA, but I'm so much more selective now, because it's just like, I'm not firing on openers anymore. Unless I just.
My guy says the NBA is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, and it's a drug because it just keeps getting worse and worse the longer you do it.
That's why I cannot wait for this.
And the hangovers more.
Bro, this college class is giving me hope where I might be back watching the NBA, because the young boys is coming through right now as freshmen and sophomores know how to play the game. They play a good brand of basketball. Hopefully all of that funny money mess is gone and all those old dudes can go on and get out of the way like I did. I haven't been on the block in 15 years. I haven't been in the studio in 10 years. Why the hell would I be there? You know what I'm saying? Like, let the young dudes do their thing, NBA. Start focusing on lifting up. Like, SGA just won the MVP, won the championship, still has probably the best record in the league. He's not even really, marketed it. So I don't know what the NBA is doing. I don't like silver, and that's probably one of the reasons why I don't like the NBA as well. As always, guys, I dedicate this show to the greatest Houston sports fan that I know, and that's my father, John H. Lindsay, for Ski, for my boy SpreadAstaire, the only Sacramento Kings fan forever. This is the Wager World. We'll see you guys in March, man.